There are three things that trigger favor. Number one, mercy. The first thing that triggers favor is mercy. When God wants to favor you, he must first show you mercy. Psalm 102 and verse 13. Thou shalt arise and have mercy upon Zion, for the time to favor her. Yea, the set time is come. Psalm 102 verse 13. Favor is triggered by mercy. If you want to enjoy divine favor, then God must show you divine mercy. You can't enjoy divine favor without divine mercy. When divine mercy comes, favor shows up. In Romans chapter 9 and verse 15, God said, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. When Bartimaeus saw Jesus coming, Bartimaeus knew that for him to receive a miracle, mercy must speak for him. So in Mark chapter 10 and verse 47, Bartimaeus cried, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. When mercy showed up, God turned. The Bible says, and Jesus stood still. Anytime mercy shows up, God stands still. And when God stood still, he said, go and call him. Child of God, it is not the works of your righteousness, it is the mercy of God. Anytime you want to experience favor, what you should say is, Lord, have mercy. Lord, show mercy. In Hebrews chapter 4 verse 16, he said, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need. Child of God, when mercy shows up upon a man's life, it doesn't matter how people see you, it doesn't matter how they look at you, but they are surprised you are getting blessed. They don't understand. Look at a man like David. He was not a perfect man, but in 1 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 14, God said he's a man after my heart. In Acts chapter 13 verse 22, God says he's a man after my heart. When mercy picks a person, it doesn't matter the opinions of men, it doesn't matter the descriptions of men. When mercy shows up, it triggers favor. Somebody say, I receive favor. Somebody say, Lord, have mercy. God was speaking. I remember God was speaking in 2 Samuel chapter 7, I think verse 15. He was telling David concerning his son Suleman. He said, David, I will not remove mercy from your son like I remove it from Saul. So what made David better than Saul was mercy. Mercy. It triggers favor. It triggers what? Number two, the second thing that triggers favor is the fear of God. Someone say the fear of God. Say the fear of God. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. The fear of God. When the fear of God is not to be scared. It's not about being scared of God. It's to consider God before you do anything. Somebody offends you, you want to respond, you consider God. Somebody does a thing to you, before you take a step, you consider God. You always put that in check. That how will God feel? In our church, I call it a website, wwjd. What will Jesus do? In this situation, what will Jesus do? In this situation, I find myself, how will Jesus react? Psalm chapter 34 verse 9, he said, there is no want to them that fear God. Those that fear him cannot lack any good thing. One man met Jesus and said to Jesus in John chapter 3 verse 2, he said, no man can do these signs except God be with him. No man can do what you do except God be with him. How can we do these miracles? He said, except God be with him. So how can God be with me? In John chapter 8, if you read verse 29, Jesus said, he that sent me is with me. My Father has not left me alone, because I do the things that pleases him. Many of us, no fear of God. So you want to get money by all means. Whether you stand on the road, you don't care. This money, we will make it in this Europe. Anywhere money is, we will make the money. This money, you don't care. Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 11. As partridge seated on egg and hatcheth it not, so is he that get riches but not by right. He said he shall leave them in the midst of his days, and he shall be a fool. In Proverbs 20, 21, the Bible says wealth, inheritance that is gotten hastily, the Bible says at the end it shall not be blessed. When you get inheritance hastily, you hurry to get money, you hurry to get wealth, no fear of God in your heart. The Bible says at the end such inheritance will not be blessed. When a man proposes marriage to a girl and he knows he's not going to marry that girl, he knows, he allowed the girl's heart to be on the relationship. She will put her money, she will put her time, she will put everything, and he knows he lied to her. He has a wife and children in Nigeria, but he pretended that he's a single man, he doesn't have anybody, and he's excited. She's doing all she wants to do, and at the end of the day he abandons the lady. I now goes to church, he said, God has forgiven me. Oh really? The person you offended, you have not apologized. The person who said you broke, you have not apologized. You think God will forgive you? There is no way God will not punish you for hurting somebody like that, for allowing somebody to put a heart. The same thing with a woman. When you know you won't marry a man, you collect his money, you collect his cash, you squat in his house, you stay with him. It's not only men that womanize, some women manize. A lady came to me, very funny girl, remember about church, came to me and said, Daddy, I want to talk to you. I said, okay, talk. She said, no, Daddy, no, it's a serious matter. I said, you end up saying rubbish. She came to the office with a paper, 5 names. She said, Daddy, help me choose. I said, what is your business? How did you become serious with 5 people? How? Why get yourself in this kind of mess in the first place? She said, Daddy, you don't understand now. That don't understand. This one used to pay my school fees. This one used to do this. This one used to do this. I said, oh, all of them have helped you. He said, yes, sir. And I called my PA. I said, give me a knife. I said, lie down on the table. He said, what, sir? I said, I will share you to 5 places. I will give your head to one. I will give your neck to one. I will give your hand. He said, that if I'm confused, I said, you must be confused. After eating money from 5 men, you are looking for direction. You will get confusion because you think God, you think you can use people and break their heart like that. Fear of God. Fear of God. That you cannot conspire against a person because you fear God. Somebody hurts you, you know how to fight back, but you fear God. You fear God. Because when God fights for you, he fights deadly. You fear God. You fear God. You fear God. That no matter the conspiracy against you, allow God fight. Can you imagine the Bible says if your enemy is thirsty, give him water. My enemy is thirsty. Water. He's hungry, give him food. Enemy. There are 2 kinds of enemies. There are enemies who are envious. They can't kill you, they are just jealous of you. Those ones, the Bible says, love them. The ones the Bible says you should kill, release judgment on, are those who are after your life. The ones who are just envious, who are just jealous, who are just petty. See, look at you. There are people today who don't like you and they don't know why they don't like you. So why do you hate me? I don't know, but I don't like you. Why? I don't just like you. What did I do to you? Am I communicating? Very crazy life. And by yourself. I know a woman who was not talking to the husband for a long time. And I now asked the woman, anytime they want to sleep at night, she will wear 3 short knicker, 2 jeans, and 1 big boo-boo on top. So the man came to my office. I said, what's the matter? He said, the woman is keeping malice with him. And I said, why? He said, for 6 months. He said the wife has not allowed him to I said, what's He said, Papa, you know now, my wife has not allowed me to I said, what And I called, I said, my daughter, why are you doing this? He said, Papa, look at this man. Of all the do I have a child? And I said, what's the matter? And she did a drama in my office. He said, doctor said that my husband's sperm travels very slow. In my office, he said, travels very slow. So I now stood up. You know, I joke a lot. I said, you said the sperm walk like this, or they walk like this. He said, no, Papa, it's the first one. I said, oh, so they walk like this. They walk like this. He said, yes, sir. It travels very slow. I said, show me again. And he said, this is the sperm was walking very slow. So what happened? Let me tell you what happened. What happened? Anytime the husband is on top of her and the husband just ejaculates, he will push the husband and raise her leg up so that the sperm can travel very fast. So why did I see travel in my office? I tried, I laughed and laughed. I said, so tell me again, how does it travel? He said, no, Papa, it's not fast. I said, does it travel like this, or it travel like this? He said, no, Papa, it's the first one. I said, so the sperm travels like this, like. I needed to make the office very calm so I can handle them. He said, travel like that. He said, yes, sir. That's how you travel. And he's telling me, want to touch me. So every time I'll be raising my leg up. He said, no, sir. My leg will not surrender. I will surrender my leg. I won't surrender again. I'm tired. I told. Don't mind me. This is how I preach. I say it as it is. So I held his hand and I held her hand. I said, hug yourselves. They hug themselves. Say, Papa, we'll hug him, but that doesn't mean. I said, what's wrong with you? Come on, go back and do it. For by strength shall no man prevail. One day, the man came back. We finished fire night. The woman just came and lay down. The man started greeting her. How are you? The man said, fine. He said, I know what you want. Do what you want to do. I want to sleep. In fact, she was even relaxed while the man was doing what he was doing. She just sleep go. Just forget, because the thing travel like this. 10 months later, baby boy, baby girl. Why? Because the fear of God entered into their midst. 10 months, I dedicated their baby. So it's not about the travel or how it travel. So to connect to favor, number 1, number 2, number 3, sacrifice. When a person, do you know when a person is sick, when they say operation is critical? If not, they will give you tablet. But once they say you have to be operated, especially abroad they operate for nonsense. Very annoying. What's happening? Say I feel pain. They will tear you. Very annoying. They operate for nonsense. About members in our church who live abroad, they will come and say they want to operate me. I say, what? He said, my breathing. I said, do you have to operate you for that? Is there no drugs you can take? He said, no. So I said, we will pray. They are not touching your body. They want to push people like animals, because there is health welfare. So they must tear your body. A child is not coming out, they cut a woman so fast. In Nigeria, before they do CS, they will beg the husband, he will off his phone. Come and sign. He has gone to text me. They will look for him. He's in Uselu. He changed location. Before they agree for them to tear him. But yeah, to save the mother and the baby. Yeah, you don't accept such things. That is a lifestyle. When I became a pastor, before I became a pastor, I was already a Christian. I was in Lagos. A boy was preaching in the bus. He preached nice message. I liked the message. After preaching, he stood. He said, you know, this is the work we do. You have to help the work of God. I didn't like that part. I was angry. I called him. I said, come. I put money in my pocket. I gave him money. He said, thank you. God will bless you. I thought he would want to sit down. He went back. He said, like I was saying, we have to help. Hey, God, I didn't like it. I will see pastors when they want to call for sacrifice and seed, they will read plenty Bible. plenty Bible to encourage people. They will give plenty testimony to encourage people. I said, no, Lord, I don't want to be a poor man. I don't want to live a life where I'll be depending on people. And God said to me, then you must be a giver. He said, because many pastors are stingy. He said, so you must be a giver. So I made up my mind to be a sacrificial, stupid, outrageous, voracious, volatile, combustions giver. I made up my mind to give like a madman. From 2004 to 2019, I've given 406 cars that I've given, not motor, cars, machine, not motor, cars. Am I talking to somebody here? I've given houses, I've given lands, I've given properties. Why? Because when you do that, anything you cannot give, you cannot outgrow. Money is nothing to me. I have no value for money. I'm saying it for the Almighty God. If you give me €1 billion now, I will share it for people. It lost value to me. There are many people that gather money and they hold it like goalkeeper. I called the brother in church. The only way to get his attention is money. If he's counting money, if you greet him, he will respond with money. That's how he's counting. 15, 16, 17. He said, Brother Joe, well done. Say 19, no, my brother, 19, 21, 22. The heart, anything that it can't leave you, can't come to you. It's a law of life. The law of life. Law of life. The law of life. The law of life. A pastor was in the crowd and the Lord said to me, he called him by prophecy. The Lord said to me, give him a house. I asked him, I said, what's your problem? He said, house rent. God said, give him a house. I said, I will pay his rent. The Lord said, no, give him a house. Full house. What now? And when he came out, I sized him. He didn't look like house. The guy didn't look like, he looked like rent. He looked like rent. He resembled rent. He didn't resemble landlord. The shoe was Seleto Peleto. You know Seleto Peleto? That shoe that carries sand. If you give him 1 week, he give you 1 trip of sand. That kind of shoe. The bed was like a suicide rope. You know those kind of bed. Then the tie was like a serpent. You know those tie you wear and you cannot pass a bush path that look like snake. All those tiny tie at the middle that look like snake. That if you are passing bush, that's how snake will be pursuing you. And if you ask them, why are you following me? They say, see my brother for your neck. See my brother. That kind of tie, you know. So I looked at God, said, give him 2 flags. I called him. And I told my wife, I said, God said I should give him a house. My wife doesn't question. She said, go ahead and do what you want to do. So I gave the man a building. And after giving me a house, Sunday he went, Monday he went. By the next Sunday he came. That's what he said. The borehole is bad. And I said, okay, take money, fix the borehole. 2 flats. God, in 24 hours, God gave me an estate. Somebody walked to me and said, God said you should give me an estate. And he gave me an estate in Lagos, on the island, around Lekki or so. Can I surprise you? He gave me that estate about 5 years ago. Till I speak to you now, I've not seen the estate. I'm not going to look at it. God called me to preach, not to be an estate agent. I'm not going to look at it. I don't even, I've sent people, put tenants there. They will come to me. I say, okay. They say, you have not checked it. I say, I'm busy. And they just come around, just look. I say, look what I met in this world and I'll live in this world. Am I carrying beauty to heaven? I have discovered that people that are truly rich. I was sitting with Dangote one time and he brought out his phone. It was a BlackBerry. Oh no, BlackBerry Boat 5. Do you know the generation of Boat 5? I said, allergic. Now this is what I use, only one. Poor man. You see their phone. Who get me? See their phone. That's how it's big. They have everything. They have iPad. They have iPod. They have iPhone. They have laptop. You see poor men, they are always busy. When they dress, it's busy. When they do things, it's busy. These men don't value things. They just eat small, they walk away. Poor man, he will lose bet. This mountain, my birimu. Am I talking to somebody here? When you place value, anything nobody is sweet talking you. I'm a giver. I give like a fool. I give like a fool. My wife has called many times. She said, you give people heart attack. I said, well, how can you just call widow? You give her 5 million. And that's a woman that has not seen 50,000. She will die. He said, just call people. You said, hey, you want to kill people? I said to her, because I give what I feel. I give what costs me pain. I saw a widow. I said to her, mommy, the Lord said I should buy you a car. The mistake I made, I said, select the brand. He said, okay, sir. On Sunday, I will answer you. She went to her children, told her first son. They did not just give her the brand of car, they took the picture of the car. And when they brought the picture, I said, Oluwa, Jesus. Why did I not just buy a car for this woman? And the Lord said, give it to her. I saw a widow dancing. The Lord said, build her a house. And why I was okay, I will do that. He said, buy a car. I said, okay. He said, then give her a driver to drive her till she die. Am I talking to somebody here? And I gave her. And the thing is that people like that don't die quick. Because now they are comfortable. One day, I met an elderly pastor. He's from Abeokuta. And he was praying for me. And the Lord said to me, every month, give him 100,000 till he dies. After prayer, and I said, sorry sir, how old are you, sir? He said he's 71. Hey. That's okay. So I started asking him a question about his family. He said their family, sometimes they get to 90. Hey. I said 100,000 till 90. Oh, luau. What kind of thing is this? Well, now I said, how will I do this? So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. So what happened was, I started giving him 1 month, 2 months. So sometimes I'll just say 6 months. Sometimes I'll say 1 year, 1.2. So somebody was praying for me. He's a businessman. I was praying with somebody. All of a sudden, he stood up with the wife. He said, God told him something. I said, what is it? He said, God told him to be giving me 1 million naira every month. Forever. I now said to him, I said, okay. And in my family, my mother's father died at 136. My grandfather from my father died at 98. So I said to him, no problem. He said, forever. I said, no, we not they die quick. No problem. Am I talking to somebody? I did it for a pastor. What are you telling me? What are you telling me? So when you talk about sacrifice, not offering, human hair is how much? Depends. They say length and it varies. What's the Brazilian, then Indian? There's something they said. They said depends on the length and the quality. Okay, maximum and average. A good one, long quality. Good one, average. How much? That's what they wear, and that person carries that thing on the hair and will hold €5 as offering. In the day of trouble, he will call on your weapon. It's a shame what I can't give to God. 2 Samuel 24:24. David said, I cannot give to God that which costs me nothing. When you do this, you attract favor. It's a wisdom that people don't have. So when you are talking to people like that, I sat down as a man of God. I sat down many years ago and I saw what pastors don't do. Many pastors don't pray. Many pastors don't fast. Many pastors don't study the word of God. That's why a pastor can preach message for 1 hour. You only write one scripture. So I have to do what they don't do. I have to start studying my Bible. I woke up 3 a.m. this morning. I studied the 29 chapters. Just study, mark what I should mark. So when I stand, they just flow. My first daughter asked me, Dad, did you cram scripture? I said, no, I eat it. I don't memorize scripture. Jeremiah 15:16. He said, I found your word and I ate them, and they became a rejoicing to my soul. Psalm 36 verse 9. With thee, O Lord, is the fountain of life. For out of thy light, in thy light, shall we see light. When you begin, you do what they don't do. As a preacher of the gospel, when they say giving, you sacrifice. You are not a Melchizedek to be collecting. Your life is not wired that way. It's not wired that way. It's not wired that way. One day Bishop David Oyedepo went to meet Papa in the house, late in the house. And normally the house will give him money. This time he went there. Our bishop said, take. Our bishop said, open under the bed, draw the carton of money. He said, no, sir. Don't give me money. Teach me how to make money. I'm just saying, empty your account. The man cleared everything in tears and did that every month for 1 year. Today we know who he is. And there's some people that, you know, when I started giving cards, one pastor called me. He said, Apostle Tom, we don't do this work before you. That is why they dash motor. That if Father Christmas, these people are using your head, though. Using your head. They are using your head. You are giving money to people. Shine your eye. Gather this car, sell them. Invest for your children. Apostle. I won't deceive you. It sounded like a good advice. I'll give out cars, give land, I'll get something, I'll give. Later I started thinking, I said, my children, it's true. No, I'm going to be frank with you. It's tough. I say, it's true. It's true. And the Lord asked me a question. Who brought the children? God. Who has been taking care of them? God. I said, this man, your advice is useless. Till today, I give him money. Him that they are not using his head, he's still poor. No, me that they use my head. People collecting money from me use my head. I'm blessed. I still give him money. The last time I gave him a jeep, when he came to collect the jeep, I said, Bishop, our Bishop, people that are stingy, their children. I pity their children. He said, I know say they laugh me. I said, no, I know they laugh. They remind you. I said, happy birthday. I gave him a jeep and I walked away. Why? Because anything you give, favor comes. You know why God blesses men that give? God knows it is hard to give. It's hard. How can you carry 5,000 euro 10 from your account? You clear 10,000, you drop on the altar. They'll look at you like a fool. Especially when you are dropping on the altar of a pastor you don't trust. There's a place you drop when you look at the pastor. Hallelujah. I got to a point they stopped giving me things. When they give me, they'll say, give it to mommy. Give it. Because they know if they give me, it's going there. Somebody gave me money. She knelt and said, Papa, I beg, not that person. I said, what's your business? You have given me. He said, I beg, Papa, use it for yourself. I said, no problem. So as she turned, I said, hey, someone was asking me for 200. Come and take. He said, hey, I said it before. Papa, I beg now. So most don't give me. They wait till I'm entering the car on my way home. When I'm going to the office, people are following me. They don't give me the seat. When I'm going home, I've entered. I say, Papa, enter car, enter. When I enter, I say, Papa, take. Oh yeah, close door. Why? That is how favor comes to you. When you sacrifice, I'm not talking of offering. Something you give, you feel it. When you sacrifice, 1 Corinthians 10 verse 20, sacrifice is the food of spirits. When a person sacrifices, spirits are invited and you enjoy favor. Number one key to favor. Number two. Number three. When you put this together, people begin to wonder, how come you are soaring like an eagle? How come you are soaring like an eagle? He said, gather my children, Psalm chapter 50 verse 5. Gather my sons who have entered the covenant with me. By sacrifice. When you live him. When you sacrifice from your heart, your heaven opens. I was in South Africa. A pastor sold his car. While I was coming, met me at the airport. I saw money in an envelope. I said, what is it? He said, my wife and I, we sold our car. I said, really? He said, yes. I said, so why did you sell the car? I said, we are led. And they dropped the money on my hand. While I went to church to minister. The second day morning, we are driving. He says, I don't know if you can just drive through our side. I said, okay. You see, there's a hall that we desire, but we don't have money to pay. The hall is down. Another building is like a shopping mall. Another is like a shopping mall, newly built. So we're driving. When we got close to the place, I said, "Is this the hall?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Wind down." I stretched my hand and I held his hand. I said, "We possess this hall for you in the name of Jesus." We drove. Few weeks later, God connected him to the owner of the place. He went to pray. The Lord did a miracle in the man's life. The man called him, called the wife, called the first son. I said, "We have agreed to give you this property. Dash as a seed. Not rent, dash. Both the shopping mall, both the building, everything dashed." Can the money for car buy that? I give you this testimony. Many of you may have heard me share it before. Preaching second time in South Africa. I was ministering, and there's a young guy in the crowd. Anything I say something that touch him, he will stand up. Telebos! He will raise his leg. He will raise one leg. Telebos! He will sit down. And he behaves. Initially I was getting angry, but later I started enjoying it. Telebos! Once, twice. So, when there's too much noise in a place, when it goes silent, you start missing noise. When it stopped, you started missing it. You stand again. Telebos! He will sit down. So people around him, members can be very angry. Now let you there. Sit down. You can see people angry. He will say, "Telebos!" He will sit down. Second service, second night, second day morning. The Lord said to me, "Call him out." I called him out. The Lord said to me, "Tell him to give everything he has." Now, child of God, I'm very there are things that are hard for me to say. I started battling. How do I say this thing now? How do I say this? And I told him, God said, "Give all you have." He put that in his pocket and brought out rand, 50 rand in the whole world. He said, "This is all I have." I look at him. I said, "Tomorrow now, this one will go and tell people, this man of God made me give all I have." He won't tell them how much. So he came. I said, "Drop it." He stood on the altar. He was looking at me, looking at the money, looking at me. I said, "Drop it." Everything. I said, "Yes." Look at me. Look at the altar. Look at me. So I walked away. I kept on preaching. So when he sat down in the evening, I was expecting kelebos. There was no kelebos. All I preached, I was expecting. I said, "Brother, are you happy? Are you okay?" The brother said, "Yes, he's fine." No kelebos. He was looking at me like this. Look at me. Watch me like this. I'm sure in his mind what must be said was, "Oh ye thief, only." I'm sure I didn't say that verbally, but the way he was looking at me in his mind, I could read. So I just ignored him. I was laughing. I said, "Look at this one, 50 rand. You are looking at me. If I can even give you your money back, sir." So I did that. 9 months later, I went to preach in South Africa. I landed at the airport in Johannesburg. A car. I was going out. I saw a car. So the person pressed the button. Beep, beep. The car didn't open from. It opened on top like this. So we had to enter from the top. So when it opened, I shouted, "The blood of Jesus." So he said, "Papa, you have not seen this kind of car?" I said, "It is well." If I say I've seen the car, I'm lying. If I say I've not seen it, I'm a bushman. So it is well. So I just say, "It is well." And we enter the car. He will drive. He will look at me. He will drive. He said, "Papa, it's like you forget faces." I said, "Forgive me, I don't know." He said, "You can't remember me?" I said, "No." And he screamed, "Telebos!" I said, "But your stomach, it look big this time. Belly has come. Not be so you be. Now money never come." You think you are beautiful? Let money come. Some of you look at yourself in the mirror and you think you are not beautiful. You are. It's money when it comes. So what happened? What happened? I said, "What happened?" And he narrated the story to me. And it was detailed to be my protocol. He was the one carrying me in his car. The first service was heard. Second service in the evening, heard. And the next day in the morning, I noticed, focus on me. His offering they are dropping. This is not sacrifice. Focus on me. I noticed as I was carrying him, his face changed the second day morning. Second day morning, his face changed. I said, "Why did your face change?" He said to me, "Papa, you have not called sacrifice the way you do me that day." He said, "Come, you have not done it." I said, "No, that thing we don't do it all the time. Oh, God has to lead us. This one I'm not led." He said, "Be led, oh. Be led." When you did that, my life changed. So I'm prepared. Be led. I wasn't led despite all he said. So I had to tell the people what he said. And the crowd came out to sacrifice. Child of God, anything you cannot give God, you cannot become bigger than. When I began to give cars, I became bigger than cars. I began to give land, I became bigger than land. I began to give, I think the only thing I can't give now is my wife and my children. There's nothing that has value, nothing. I mean nothing. Am I talking to somebody here?